Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another
Hello.
awesome episode. Welcome back to another awesome episode of A Queen's Roundtable Show. This particular time, we are actually interviewing some of the co-authors as well as the visionary author of Rebirth of a Woman, Unapologetically Living Your Truth. This is such an exciting opportunity. And let me just tell you, I'm a part of the project. I'm a co-author as well, and this is something that really resonates with me. So often we are like hiding, hiding, like basically hiding behind ourselves, right? Oftentimes, I cannot tell you how many times I interview women, and they talk about when I say, "What would you tell a younger version of yourself?" And more often than not, they say, I wish I had of not lived my life for me and not be concerned about the opinions of others or how what others think I should be doing and not doing in my life, right? But yet they're like 40, 50, maybe even 60 years old. So this is so important to me. And that's why I decided to be a part of this project. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of dive right in. We have the visionary author here, Matthew Santana Jr., and he's going to talk a little bit about the actual book itself and why this is so important to him. But just real quick, Matthew, let me say this. The Eight Queens Roundtable Show and podcast is every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are the visionary author and you are interested in having yourself as well as your co-authors come onto the show and basically talk a little bit about the book and just put more eyes on it and actually be able to for more individuals to understand that it's coming out and to know a little bit about the book, basically more visibility. Let me know. Definitely, I'm open to it. All right, so Matthew, go ahead and just introduce yourself and let us know, how did this idea come about?
All right, so I'm Matthew Santana. I am the master of all trades. Everything I touch turns to gold, and everything I touch is blessed. So, growing up with growing up being raised by all women and seeing everything that they went through, being hurt, abused, lied to, and things like that, as a 15-year-old, 12-year-old, I had to make a change. I didn't want to be that guy. So as I'm growing older and seeing these things, I have to, save the women. I have to help them. I have to help them heal, have a shoulder for them to cry on. So after writing my first book, Evolution of a Queen, a woman of color, about a woman I knew that went through domestic violence and sexual assault, I seen how it affected her. So after that book talked about what she went through and all the changes she had to go through in her life, I was like, I can get a group of women together and we all can heal together, instead of one by one. Because if we all come together and heal and talk about it, everybody can be healed. And I did the first Rebirth of a Woman, discovering unspoken secrets. So these women found things about themselves that they didn't know because they was holding so much in. So we released that. So I was like, okay, now after going through a phase in my life, I'm apologizing for things that I didn't do anything wrong, but they made me feel like I was doing something wrong to them, and they turned the tables on me. So I'm like, okay, Rebirth of a Woman 2, unapologetically living your truth. It's time for you to live your truth and stop apologizing because it's not your fault. You did nothing wrong. So we're gonna keep on going. So I came out with this, book to let women know, because I tell people as I'm speaking, being a women empowerment coach, a transitional coach, we as women have to do better. We have to pick that other woman up and let her know that I got you, sis. It's gonna be okay. As long as I'm here, I got you. You're not alone. So that's my whole reasoning behind this book, to let other women know, stop apologizing. Live your life for you. Stop, letting somebody live their life through you. It's your time now to be you.
That's right.
That's true.
It is so
So good.
Matthew, you never seem to amaze me. I mean, that's so awesome. I love you, Matthew. I'm so
I
glad we
love
got
you too.
I love you too,
I'm not
Matthew.
gonna cry.
I
I'm
love
not
you
crying.
too.
I'm not gonna cry.
All right, so let's see. Let's just kind of go, and I don't know what what order you guys are in or how you see yourselves on the screen, but I know I'm gonna say this wrong. Jadana.
Jadana, you did right. You did good. You got it right.
So you go ahead. Let us know, why is this project important to you? Have you, and also guys, add too, have you been a co-author in any other projects working with Matthew? And why did you decide to do this now?
Well, hello everybody. I'm author Jadana Mathis from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Um, the project was presented to me, and at first I was a little weary. Like I never co-authored before, so this was my first time co-authoring, and I enjoyed it. So when he told me about the project, I was like, okay. I have been battling my own demons, a lot of things that I needed to apologize to myself about. So writing my bio, it was hard for me because it was like I'm not the person to apologize. I don't like saying sorry. And when he was explaining to me, he was like, "No, I want you to do it as if you're apologizing to yourself because it's always been me holding myself back from what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm always giving up on myself and been so hard on myself to do what God called me to do, which is right." So I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. But then as I got to writing it, I really got closure with myself as far as the doubt in me. So that's why my chapter is called Me versus Me, the Awakening, because now I believe in me. A lot of people can believe in you and push you and motivate you to do things, but if you don't believe in yourself, it's hard for you to get over them stepping stones. So I'm in a place where I'm learning to love me and forgive me. So it's me versus me, the awakening, and I'm glad to be a part of this.
Hmm. Wow, that is so awesome. Me versus me. Ooh, that sounds so powerful. Wow.
Thank you. Yes.
All right. So let's see, Miss Tyrona,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you
Hi.
today?
I'm good. How are you ladies and King doing today?
All
Okay.
right.
Oh, let me
Good.
say one other thing. I'm in Redford, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All
Can't
right.
be not too far from me.
Yeah, not too far. I run into somebody that's actually in Michigan, so sorry, I had to do a quick little shout out there.
Rep
All right.
your
Sorry, go
city.
ahead.
My name is Toronto Perkins. I'm from Dallas, Texas, the Big D. Um, I'm so excited about this project. This is my first project to be a part of, and coming from a domestic violence, I dealt with domestic violence the majority of my life, and I was in a domestic violence marriage. So what people don't realize is that when you make it through domestic violence, you still have to deal with the aftermath. I didn't know who I was. I didn't like myself. I couldn't stand what I saw in the mirror. So I began to be that person, hurt people, hurt people.
Yeah.
So my chapter in the book is called Shattered Glass, because I talk about going through hurt from, you know, my first love, and not dealing with it and not healing caused me to hurt someone else. But we don't realize that because we think that we have this tough persona on that, I'm good, I'm okay, it didn't bother me. And all that, when my actions began to hurt someone else. And so I had to hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
That because I wasn't healed allowed me to hurt somebody else that didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
So that's the truth that I had to face. And that's a hard truth because I was a victim, but then I also became an abuser because I hurt somebody else. And that learning to heal from that and going through this project, that's why come I thank Matthew so much because I too, like Jadana, as I was writing, I was also healing. And I had to, go back and tell that person, I am so sorry
Yeah.
that I hurt you because I was hurt. I couldn't love you the way that you were supposed to be loved when you were just trying to love me, but I was in a hurt place.
Mm-hmm.
So us as women too, we also have to understand that when we hurt, you have to heal first before you can get into another relationship or before you can be the best version of yourself. Because if not, you just carrying on baggage. Baggage on top of baggage on top of baggage. And then now you
Mm-hmm.
just out here hurting people because you not healed yourself.
Yeah.
So that was one of the main reasons why I got on this project, and I'm so grateful and so thankful to be on it with all of you amazing people.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
That's right. Hurt people, hurt people. And you know what? I've done that in the past. I know a lot of people that have kind of go from one relationship to the next. And
Mm.
even if there's a big span of time in between, it doesn't, if you don't do the work to, like you said, to heal yourself, you're still, moving damaged goods, if you will, into the
You're
next.
gonna
Right.
bleed all over people.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Exactly.
That's true. So thank you very much. All right. So let's go to Miss Nicole.
Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see you all.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you, Miss Jackie, for having us on the phone. I apologize for being so informal, Miss Jacqueline. But Matthew, I also thank you for including me in this project. And I really believe that this is a
Of course.
push that it seems like we all need it. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
as you
definitely.
said, I'm Nicole Richards. I am a nurse practitioner. I've been a nurse for 23 years, and 16 of those I've been a nurse practitioner. I have always been a champion for people, but as I begun to practice, I really became a champion for women. There's so much abuse and there's so much pain. And I truly believe if we can heal the woman, we can heal the family. And that's just how I feel about that. But my chapter is called Cracked Foundation. And it's so funny because I was already writing this when Matthew came up with it, with including me in the anthology. And I've been writing for a very long time. And so Crack Foundation is a compilation of so many things that have happened. Some of them are true to my life, some of them are taken from other people's experiences. But I think the important things are so many of them parallel each other. The families that we grew up in. I live in Gary, Indiana right now, but I'm from Joliet, Illinois. Not much difference. Some of the things that happen in our cities impact us over time, and you start to see them in your communities where you live and where you work. And I thought, Crack Foundation, when you have a house and it's built on solid foundation, it's fine. It's going to withstand weather. But if that foundation cracks and the floor shifts or the ground beneath it shifts, everything is impacted. You get fissures in the wall, you get leaks in the roof. So until we repair that foundation, we're not going to heal properly. We're not going to be able to live and be whole. So I really am excited about Crack Foundation. It's finally coming to life. It's finally going to get some light shed on it. So this is just a little bit of what I have already compiled. So I'm honored to be in the presence of you people, you ladies, and all the other writers. And Jadana, I have your book.
Really?
I met you at an event with Matthew and
Oh, okay.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. How did
I
you
love
like
your
it?
book.
Thank
I
you.
love your book. Again, a lot of the things resonate.
Yeah.
So thank
Part
you.
two is coming. I'll thank you for your support. Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
just wonderful. I love connections.
I do too.
Yes. No mistakes. No
I do
mistakes.
I
know.
do too.
It seems like everybody got a connection with Matthew though. Oh, I love it.
It is a connection. It
I love
definitely is
y'all.
a connection. It definitely is.
That's God ordained.
It is.
Doing what I'm
Yeah.
called to do.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really talk any about my chapter. My chapter is titled "I Am She,"
Hmm.
and for me, I talk about. Well, I'm actually a coach, a self-esteem coach, confidence and success coach, and for me, I had to learn to rebuild my self-esteem. You know, I won't get too in detail about why I had to, but I do in the chapter. But I had to rebuild my self-esteem, and that's another thing that I feel is so important because how you feel about yourself permeates through your whole
Yeah.
life, right? It affects your intimate relationship. It affects your relationships in general. It affects you personally as well as professionally, right?
Hmm.
Because when your self-esteem is on the lower side, you have a tendency to just basically accept anything. or living through, or like for me in my situation, just kind of I've always limited myself,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like we limit ourselves oftentimes in our own minds,
Yeah.
and if we don't think we deserve more, then we just kind of stop. We just kind of just stop where we are. We just accept it, and we don't even try. We basically just kind of give up, and we don't even begin to tap into our real potential. So for me, having to rebuild my self-esteem, it has just opened up a world of so many possibilities for me. So for me, that's one of the reasons, if you will, why this is so important to talk about this. And I feel that anybody that picks up this book will be able to identify with at least, if not more, and I'm sure more, at least one individual in the book, one individual story, right?
I
And be
agree.
able to think differently and begin to change their lives. And I can't remember who said it, but everything starts with us, you know, and being mothers, we are teaching,
Yeah.
and that's another thing too, being able to demonstrate and teach to the young women of today. Listen, you got to be who you are. That's your power. That's your power,
Mhm.
being unapologetically yourself. And that's the power in that. And I think too, with this whole social media, and I'm, you know, it took me a long time. I was very resistant, I'm not gonna lie. I was very resistant about social media initially, because I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s, right? So it's not really, I'm kind of teetering on that fence. Social media is really not my thing, but it is a very powerful, it can be a powerful tool. But I'm saying all that to say, a lot of times people look at social media and they just look at glimpses of people's lives, right?
Yeah.
Somebody could be, perfect, smiling, having a good time. And the day before, they might have been down in the dumps and crying, right?
Yeah.
So people oftentimes see that and they start to compare themselves, you know what I mean? And think that they have to do what other people are doing in order to quote unquote be successful in life. When in reality, we each have our own individual path. What makes me happy may not make you happy. So
True.
again, I go back to standing in your truth and being true to yourself and knowing who you are and what you like and what you want to get out of life. So, I'm excited about this book, Matthew. I'm excited about the ones to come because I know this is
Mhm.
not it.
Mhm.
Not
Yes,
at
I'm so
all.
excited. I haven't
There's
been
a
this
part three
excited
coming
in a
out.
long time.
What'd you
Yeah.
say, Matthew? What was the last thing you said, Matthew?
Oh, there's a part three.
Okay, so there it is.
Rebirth of a woman. Help me out here, Toronto.
Is she on mute? Oh, she's on mute.
Uh, she's still
Oh,
on
you
mute.
unmuted yourself and then muted yourself again.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Yes.
to get shit done, successfully healing your truth.
Okay.
There we go. So, Rebirth of a Woman, Part 3. Time to get shit done. SHYT. Successfully healing your truth.
Mhm.
Okay.
I like that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to be a part of
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, I like that.
Yeah. It's time to heal. Everybody's holding on to stuff that
Mhm.
people have done to them and they won't let it go. Family, friends, whoever. Like, I mean, we all been there. We all been wrong, lied to, betrayed, by the closest. And it's time to just let it go, because you got to start
Mhm.
making room for the new people. Soon as I learn how to let
Right.
those folks go, forgive them and myself for letting it happen. So many new people have came into my life, like all of y'all, and look at me now, you know, and I'm just gonna keep on going. I can't be stopped, and that's I talk a little bit about that in my chapter. So my first chapter in the first book was emerging from the ashes, and then the
Mm.
second one in this book is the rising phoenix.
Okay.
So it's
Wow.
time to come out of that hurt. It's time to come out of that pain and heal. We have to release it, and
Yeah,
then we're going to
it
be
is.
transformed. It's your
Right.
rebirth. So it's time now to get up and do something about it.
That's true.
We can't wait on folks to say, "Oh, okay, I did you wrong. I forgive you." Some of us ain't gonna never get that forgiveness. That's why you got to
Mm,
start within you. It's all about you. You're in control of your life. Did you hear me? Your life. So you go ahead and live your life because it's only for a moment. We only get
yeah.
one. So make this one count. Let those folks go and live your life for you how you want to.
That's right. Because we can buy everything, but we cannot buy back time.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
So you got to do,
At
live it
all.
now. Live it now. So,
Mm.
Matthew, what else do you envision? I know about the next book project. Anything else envisioned, like, I don't know, some sort of a television series?
Yes. So as
Program?
I write all of my books and things like that, they were all once scripts. So I turned those scripts into books. Most people turn their books into scripts. So I'm getting ready to take bits and pieces of the first book and the second book, get all the ladies together, and do like a mini series of rebirth because it's all about healing. So instead of just reading it, you'll be able to see it. And then we're going to do the Santana Global Experience award show, fashion show, and we're really going to help these women empower themselves because I'm a transitional empowerment coach. I am a women empowerment coach. So I teach women how to be women. I know a lot of ladies always tell me, like, how can you do that? Like, I've seen it, I know it. That's all that I know, you know? So I can teach, women how to heal from being abused, how to heal, from those lies and things like that. It's all about your mindset. A lot of us are going around here and our mindsets are just fixed. We just stuck on one thing, but we're going to switch that to a growth mindset. And when we're going to grow and take all of those experiences that you went through, let them go and learn from them. Don't think that that you've been with that person 10, 12 years and they wasted your time. It's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
Don't look at it
Mm-hmm.
as you wasted your time. You invested in that person, yes, but now it's time for you to invest and use what you learned from that situation and move on.
Right.
Yeah.
If they want to walk out your life, let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Some people ain't meant to be there. Let them go because you all you got. So you got to keep on going for you. It's all about self care.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say it again. We as women got to do better. It's all about us. Y'all carry a lot on y'all shoulders day to day throughout your lives. So it's time for y'all to start healing within you first.
Yep.
It's
Mm-hmm.
true.
So
Did
true.
anyone else want to, share anything or kind of piggyback on anything that's been shared thus far?
I
Well,
wanted
Miss
to
Jacqueline,
go ahead. Go ahead.
we were talking about healing mentally, and the greatest impact is on our physical. We end up with hypertension,
Mm,
diabetes, cancer,
Mm-hmm.
because we hold so much stress. We have to find a way to let it go. We have to exercise. We have to encourage our children to exercise and have different outlets. And along with healing, as you both know, Jacqueline and Matthew, having someone to talk to, whether it's building up your self esteem or just modeling what you should do to empower yourself or just introducing you into something new just to feel better about yourself. All those things are so important. And I'm really hoping that this anthology, as you were saying, Miss Jacqueline, will wake somebody up and heal somebody and help somebody because it starts within. And I also encourage people having counseling. In so many cultures, counseling is not embraced. You're crazy, or if you have to take medicine, something's wrong with you. And we make people feel really bad about trying to seek treatment and get help. There's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you need an objective view. You can't talk to your aunt and your sisters, and you can't even talk to your best friend. Sometimes you have to have someone outside to help you sort through what you're going through. And it's not always black and white. Even though we grew up in the same household, we have different challenges. We
Mm-hmm.
placement in the family, whether you're the oldest, middle, or the youngest, how you perceive your relationship in that family is not how everybody else perceived it. So you do have to talk. You do have to manage your mental and take care of your physical. All of it is cyclic. If your mind and if it isn't intact, it's going to impact your body. It's going to. It's just inevitable.
I have
Wow.
so much I want to say. Somebody
Wow.
else is gonna make a comment.
It was me. I was gonna piggyback off of what Matthew said, and then also now, Dr. Nicole. Me being from domestic violence, I experienced all of that. I ended up gaining so much weight because I was depressed. I started having heart problems, and I was still carrying on this mask that everything was good, everything was fine, not letting nobody in. I just kept putting more pressure on myself. And then finally, I had to just really look myself in the mirror and be like, Toronto, I don't even know who you are anymore.
Mm,
So then I had to start dissecting my and taking the mask off. And a lot of times, women, we don't dissect. We don't accept the things that's happened to us and want to move on. So that's what I do. Part of my coaching is I teach women how to turn their pain into purpose. Like what you went through, it and you went through it is the key. God brought you
mhm,
through it. So
mhm.
therefore it's part of your purpose to make you into the person that you are today, not to hinder you, but to help you be a better person.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I super agree. I can't wait to read everybody's story.
Right.
Right, I'm excited. As if I, not even being a co-author, I just can't wait to read everybody's story
I
because
hope you don't cry like I did.
I used to think, right, you know, I am a crybaby too. I can't wait. I used to always say, why me, until I realized why not me. So
Mm.
Mhm,
it's just the fact that it's always somebody out there going through something worse than you. So you have to learn how to, you know what I'm saying? It's possible to understand and accept that it can be you.
Mhm.
mhm,
And that it doesn't have to. It does. It doesn't have to end there. You can
mhm,
still make a decision to
Yep.
turn things around and to start living your life for you.
mhm.
Living a life of purpose. Um, Tarona, I think you kind of got cut out there at the minute. Did you, towards the end of what you were saying, did you finish your thoughts? Okay. Tarona, can you hear me? Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me?
I can.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I'm telling you, technology is a wonderful thing, but sometimes things just happen and you just have no idea why. But yeah, this is really awesome. And I don't know if I'm connected with everybody, but I will at some point when I'm connected with everybody so we can continue to support one another and encourage one another throughout our journeys. And I just wanted to say one of the things about mental health is I work, full time as a therapist, and within the, well, I'll say communities of color. Yeah, communities of color. Still, mental health or mental illness is such a stigma,
Mhm.
that a lot of times people don't even want to get help,
Yeah.
or they'll come in at their weakest moment, like when they're just completely broken down, but as they kind of come out of that a little bit, they stop coming for services,
Mhm.
and in reality, you really need to take the time to really heal, and a lot of times people don't even know what's going on with them, you know and to even have a better understanding of yourself. And sometimes when you talk to other people, like in your family or friends, these are people that already know you, so having that objective point of view can be so just crucial, so crucial. So yeah, I kind of want to piggyback on that. I want to piggyback on a lot of things, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I had mentioned that because I deal with that every day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what happened to Miss Torona. But okay, I guess she'll be back in a minute. So anything else that anybody else wants to share? Well, you know what? Let's go around, let everybody know. Well, Matthew, you can, I don't know if there's any, anything else you want to share, but I definitely want everybody to give your social media handles and let individuals know how they can actually contact you. And Matthew, I remember when we talked last week, you said, I think you said 2 weeks before the launch.
Yes,
So is
March
that
27th,
March 27th? So what is that? Is that a Sunday?
Monday.
Oh, it's a Monday. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
We getting
Okay.
close, y'all. We getting real close.
Now, is it going to be a virtual? I'm sure it's going to be a virtual launch, right?
Hmm.
Virtual
Yes,
in person or
virtual. Yeah, virtual
virtual?
book launch.
Okay. Okay. So, any other closing remarks you have for us, Matthew?
Remember, it's all about you. Remember, life is only for a moment. Remember, you only get one life to live, so make it count. If you've been through domestic violence or sexual assault, you can reach me on Facebook, Matthew Santana Jr., or my nonprofit, Infinite Power Project, where we empower men, women, and children that's been through domestic violence or sexual assault, how to heal through that process. If you want to um, be featured in a magazine or be in the next book project, you can find all of the information on santanaglobal.com, Instagram, santanaglobal.com, and my number is always out there for you to call if you ever need somebody to talk to, or if you just need a listening ear. I'll be there.
Okay, Michael Jackson. Oh boy. Okay, we lost. Oh, okay. So, um, Jadona, tell them where they can find you.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram at author Jadana, or you can find me on Facebook at Jadana the author Mathis. You can email me also at the writerjm89 at gmail.com. I'm I open all emails, so please feel free. My number is not out there yet for you to contact me, and I'm working on the website, but hit me on any of my social medias. Also, if you get a chance, you can check me out with Lola's Chronicles, my new podcast. I
Mhm.
just released my first short story series, Lola's Chronicles. It's also available on Lulu, so just keep your eye out. I got a lot of good things coming for you guys.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Now, where does Lola come from? Like, how did you?
It comes from a family nickname, and
Oh,
it just stuck with me, and I like it. And then Lola Bunny from Looney Tunes was my favorite cartoon character, so it's just there now.
okay. All right, let me see. I think somebody else is in the back. Okay, there she- All right. Well, Nicole.
Yes. Once again, I'm really happy to be here. Not only am I a featured author, but another thing that I like to do, we talked about healing the body, and I really want to start building a fitness community. I started Kangoo Bounce Fitness in Indianapolis. I was there working, and Vanessa Rogers and her Bounce Back crew, they really helped me learn about Kangoo Bounce, and they also built community that way. So even though you were there for the physical, there was so much love and support in that space. And that's something I want to bring to Northwest Indiana. So if you go on my Facebook or my IG, you'll see me bouncing in my little boots. My Facebook is Nicole Bell Richards, and my IG is N Richards 91. So that's where I'll be. And I do have classes. They've been a little bit sporadic. I've started a new position, but I want to get those going again. And I'm looking for a location to get that done in. So that's in the works. And in the meantime, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be bouncing and healing.
All right.
So, so that's a. You said it's a boot. So how does that
It's
work?
a boot. It's a ski boot. It's a 4 pound ski boot,
Okay.
and it has a spring on the bottom.
Oh.
So you stand up in them and you do aerobic fitness. So we We jump up and down. We do jumping jacks. We do kicks. It's all a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm on IG and Facebook. You can see demos on there, but you burn so many calories, and it depends on the intensity. And you can keep it low and slow, which is how we start. We start with a slower beat of music, and we'll do our stretches, and we'll just get used to warming up our bodies. But then when it's time for the workout, some of the music is 135 to 145 beats per minute, so it's pounding. And I really like using house music to bounce to. That's a lot of fun. But I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about bringing it to Northwest Indiana and to getting my friends and family involved. So this is going to be good. And I have a friend out there, I think, who can help me with this. I think his name is Matthew.
Okay, learn something new every day. I mean, I think I've kind of heard of it, but I've never done it before. So
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I have to look that up. Okay,
Even kids can do it. It's safe.
okay, all right. Okay, so okay, Tyrone, you went out for a minute, so okay. So go ahead. We're just basically telling everyone where they can find us.
Okay. On Facebook, you can find me under Tarana Perkins, or you can find me under Becoming Her Inc. That's my business, the brand. And on IG, I am under Becoming Her for 4L, which stands for life. And I'm not on Twitter or on TikTok yet, but hopefully I'll be getting it soon. But yeah, that's where I am. That's where you can find me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know Twitter either. Now that you mentioned that. So Matthew. Okay, Matthew's sticking a little bit. So, okay. So once he comes back, I'll bring him back in. So my name is Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, and I actually host this A Queens Roundtable show and podcast. I am also the host for A Queens Roundtable Leadership Symposium, which is done twice a year. And the focus of it is for business owners to bring personal, professional, and leadership development to other women or for other women in business to help them scale their businesses. I also am the visionary author of Born to Lead, Awakening the Leader Within, which is a previous anthology. And I am currently working on an anthology titled My Health is My Wealth, which is bringing women of color together to provide the ultimate guide for practicing self-care. So I know we talked a lot today about self-care. So I'm really excited about that. And lastly, but not least, I am the executive producer of the A Queens Roundtable channel on the Women Win Network, which is specifically dedicated to women winning 365. So I'm
All right.
excited about that as well. So those are just some of the things that I do. And I was trying to see if Matthew, yeah, he didn't come back in yet. But at any rate, so I can be found on Facebook under Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. My business page is Realizing Your Potential, 123. And I can also be found on LinkedIn under my name, Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, as well as Instagram under Realizing Your Potential 123. And I am not on Twitter. So those are the main ones that I focus on: Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And Matthew didn't come back in yet, so I guess that would be it. Does anybody else have anything else they want to throw out there before we conclude for today?
I just want to thank you for this opportunity and allowing us to come onto your show. I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to working with more projects with you ladies. And I can't wait for us all to meet face to face.
Yes.
Yes, that too. Yes. And I'm also working on something with Matthew. Like I said, I have my own podcast as well called Lola's Chronicles. And we're putting it together a day where I can get you guys on there as well and do an interview as well on my show. So
That
Good.
sounds phenomenal. And thank you, Miss Jackie, for having us on. We appreciate you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah,
There's so
absolutely.
much in store for y'all. I told you when I met every one of y'all, I tell everybody the same thing. I'm gonna get on your nerves.
Now, this Matthew, you are hilarious. Now you done went out and came back in right on time.
Yes.
And here's Sunny. Oh my God. Wait a minute, hold on. Miss Sunny,
Late to the party.
late to the party.
Hello.
Hey, Sonny.
Hi, Sunny.
Hello.
Sunday.
Can you
Hey,
hear us?
listen, I thought it said 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. Did I miss it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you did. Sorry. Yeah, I'm Eastern.
Mm,
You know,
mm. That is a crime shame.
we'll have to do
Well,
a.
then I'm going. Hmm.
What was you saying, Sunny? And look at her background.
I know. Nice.
She had one of them little fancy backgrounds.
Come on, rich and famous. Then she froze.
Right. Then you froze. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, my internet froze. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to get off of here because I didn't came in here late. That's so rude.
You okay? I'm thinking. Did you now? Well, I was just trying to think. Well, no. We can talk about it later. I'll message you, Sunny. But thank you, everybody. And Matthew, you bring
Okay.
together such an awesome group of people. You know, and
It's a gift.
again, Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said it's a gift.
Yeah, yeah. Because you know what, it stems down. You know what I mean? I mean,
Mhm.
really, it's the person at the top, the one that's bringing everything together. You know, and everybody thus far that I've come into contact with, that you work with, has just been awesome. You know, and that really does speak to you and your true spirit, and who you are. Yep. And you're froze again too. All right, so thank you, everybody.
All
And
right. Thank you.
this was so awesome, and everyone have a good rest of your day. And stay tuned, and definitely be looking for when you can grab your copy of this book, this
Yes.
anthology.
More to
Yes.
come.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
take care, everybody.
Have a good afternoon.
Have a blessed
Bye
day.
bye. You too.